Hello everyone. We were discussing about the rules of debit and credit. In the last class, we have discussed one of the approach for the rules of debit and credit. That was traditional approach or English approach. That is one of the approach for the rules of debit and credit. Rules of debit and credit means we have told in the last class, even though once again I am explaining that what is rules of debit and credit. That means we know that for every transaction there is two aspects. For example, salary paid rupees 5,000. Salary paid rupees 5,000. Here this is a transaction. It has two aspects. See, salary is one aspect and cash another aspect. So like that for every transaction there are two aspects. These two aspects will be taken out. Let us take salary 1 and cash. And out of the salary and cash, here we are going to see that which aspect can be credited and which aspect can be debited. What is debit aspect? Debit aspect means a receiving aspect. And credit aspect means giving aspect. But always may not be like that. Anyway, in books of account, one aspect is to be debited and one aspect is to be credited. So, this aspect, suppose we have to debit one and another we have to credit. Here we are going to find out that which aspect can be debited and which aspect can be credited. That is what rules of debit and credit says. Okay, and in the last class we discussed about traditional approach or English approach. And in that approach we classified accounts into three categories: real account, that means the accounts of assets; personal accounts and nominal accounts. Nominal accounts are the accounts of expenses, losses, gains and incomes. Okay, that is traditional approach that you can go through in the previous video to have an awareness about traditional approach. Now here we are going to discuss another approach that is called modern approach. Modern approach. Modern approach is otherwise called as American approach. That means this is introduced and followed by Americans. Americans introduced this approach. Here, this transactions, we have told this is one of the transactions. Like that, all the transactions will be classified into 5 different categories. We can see which are those categories. 1. Transactions of assets. Transactions of assets. Another one, transactions of expense. Expenses or losses. Both are having the same effect. Then another one, transactions of liabilities. Then fourth one, transactions of capital. Transactions of capital. Then fifth one, transactions of incomes. Incomes or gains. Both will come. Incomes or gains. Here also expenses or losses. See, here we are going to see what are the rules of assets transactions of assets. Okay, rules of transactions of assets. Then expense also is there. Okay, transactions of assets and expenses. These two things, transactions of assets and expenses, they are having the same rule. Same rule is there for transactions of assets and expenses. What is that rule? That rule is debit means increase. Debit means increase. And credit means decrease. Debit means increase and credit means decrease. What this rule says, if an asset increases, that will be debited. Debit means increase, states that if an asset increases, that will be debited. That asset will be debited. Like that, if an expense increases, that expense will be debited. So on the opposite, when an asset decreases, that will be credited. Or when an expense decreases, that will be credited. Simple. So if an asset or expense increases, it will be debited. When an asset or expense decreases, it will be credited. Okay, let us see some examples to clear that rule. See here, one transaction we already discussed, salary paid, rupees 5,000. Salary paid. So salary and cash, we can state that elements here, cash, then salary. Cash and salary. Now we have to see that this transaction, these two aspects, which category it is, whether it is an asset, expense, liability, income or not. Like that we have to see. Say transactions of asset. Let us see cash. Cash is an asset. Cash is an asset. What happened to cash? We paid salary by cash. So what happened to cash which was there with us? Was it increased or decreased? It decreased. Okay. What happened? Cash decreased. Credit means decrease. So what can be done? Cash can be credited. Cash will be credited. And what happened to salary? When we pay salary to somebody, our expense on salary will increase. If that person was not there or if that salary was not needed to pay, salary would not arise. Now salary paid, so that expense increased. Like that, if you pay electricity bill, electricity expense, cash will go or cash will decrease, and electricity expense, your one expense incurred or one expense increased. So expense increased, that's why expense will be debited. Expense will debit. Salary will debit. Okay. Let us see another example. Purchased furniture. Purchased furniture rupees 10,000. Furniture purchased for 10,000 rupees. Which are the aspects here? If we purchase or sells any asset, we will not consider purchase and sale. Instead of that, asset will be considered. If we purchase goods, we will write it as purchase. But if we purchase asset, that asset will be considered as an element. So, furniture purchased and paid cash. So, which are the aspects? Furniture and cash. Furniture and cash. Now you can say which will be debited and which will be credited. Furniture is asset, Cash also asset. So let us see the rule. Any asset increased here? Any asset is increased? Yes. Which asset is increased? Furniture increased. When we purchase furniture, furniture came into the business. That means furniture increased. So furniture increased. Debit means increase. So furniture can be debited. Cash, what happened? Cash decreased. Cash given. So cash which was there with us got decreased. So cash will be credited. Cash will be credited. Okay. Then another one example. Another one example. Say one asset, machinery sold. Machinery sold for rupees 75,000. What happened here? Machinery sold for rupees 75,000. Which are the elements? First of all, we have to see the elements. Which are the aspects here? Machinery and cash. Let us write machinery and cash. Cash, then machinery. These are the aspects. What happened to machinery? What happened to machinery? You sold the machinery. So while selling, what happened to machinery? Whether it is increased or decreased? Yes, machinery decreased. So credit means decrease. So machinery will be credited. What happened to cash? Cash increased. Cash is an asset. That asset is increased. So that can be debited. Okay. So is it clear? Yes. Now we are going to see about these three transactions. Transactions of liabilities, transactions of capital, transactions of incomes or gains. Okay. And these three transactions have the same rule. All these three transactions have the same rule. That is, debit means decrease. Decrease, and credit means increase. Debit means decrease and credit means increase. Okay. That means if a liability decreases, that will be debited. If it increases, that will be credited. So like that, if capital decreases, it will be debited. If capital increases, it will be credited. And same way, income. If income increases, it will be credited. And if income decreases, it will be debited. Okay. Now we have to see some of the examples. We are seeing some of the examples. First one we can see. Transactions of liabilities. Transactions of liabilities. See, purchase the goods for rupees 20,000 from Gauri Traders. Gauri Traders. Okay. Purchased goods for rupees 20,000 from Gauri Traders. That is an example. So this here, purchased goods from Gauri Traders. So which are the aspects? We told if asset purchased, name of the asset will be written. Other than these assets, goods, if it is unsold, it is unsold goods, or stock. If it is stock, that will be our asset. But here we purchase the goods for sale. So such purchase of goods will be considered as purchase, will not be considered as asset. So one of the aspect we can write purchase. Another aspect, for rupees 20,000 from Gauri traders. So this transaction, whether it is a cash transaction or credit transaction, whether it is cash transaction or a credit transaction. This is credit transaction because the name of the seller is written. Name of the seller is given. And if it is, even if name of the seller is there, if it is given that goods purchased goods for cash rupees 20,000. If the word cash was there, then it would be cash transaction. But here cash, the word cash is not there, but trader, that means the seller's name is there. So we have to assume it as it's a credit transaction. So Gauri traders. Two aspects, purchase and Gauri traders. Now the question is which aspect will be debited and which aspect will be credited. So in order to identify which will be debited and which will be credited, we have to see that what is the nature of this aspect. Purchase. Let us consider about purchase. Whether it is a liability, purchase is not at all a liability. Whether it is capital, no. Whether it is income, not at all. Purchase is the most important expense of a business organization. Purchase is the most important expense of a business organization. So where it goes here. Transactions of expenses. What it says, debit means increase, credit means decrease. So purchase, if it is there, if we purchase something, our purchase expense increases. Expense for purchase will increase if we purchase. When we purchase more and more, the expense of purchase will increase accordingly. So purchase is debit because debit means increase. Purchase increased, so it will be debited. Then Gauri traders. Gauri traders, for the Gauri traders we have to pay money. The persons to whom we have to pay money are called our creditors. Creditors is a liability. Isn't it? To whom we have to pay money, they are our creditors. And they are the liability for us. So that is, Gauri traders are the liability. So transactions of liabilities, what it says, debit means decrease. Gauri traders, if we pay, suppose we had to pay 15,000 rupees and if we paid 20,000 rupees to them, that is decrease. That we will see in another example. Now we have to pay 20 rupees to them. So our liability increases. Liability increases. So we can write here, liability increases means what to do? We have to credit. So Gauri traders will be credited. Okay. Then another example. Paid cash to Gauri traders. Rupees 15,000. Paid cash to Gauri traders. We had to pay 20,000 to Gauri traders. Out of that 20,000, 15,000 paid. So which are the aspects here? Yes, cash is one of the aspects. Paid cash 15,000. And another aspect is Gauri traders. So let us write that cash, then Gauri traders. Can you say which aspect will be debited and which aspect will be credited? See, cash, what type of transaction it is? Yes, transactions of assets. Cash is the asset. So transactions of asset. What happened to cash? We paid cash. So when we pay cash to somebody, what will happen to cash? Cash will decrease. So credit means decrease. right? So we will write that will be credited. That means cash will be credited. And what happened to credit debit traders? Debit traders was our liability. Debit traders, they are our liability. We have to pay money. How much we had to pay? 20,000. Out of that 20,000, now 15,000 is paid. What happened to creditors now? 20,000 we had to pay. Isn't it? 20,000 we had to pay. Now 15,000 is paid. What happened? Now the liability became 5,000. From 20,000 it decreased to 5,000. So what happened to liability? Liability decreased. If liability decreases, what to do? Debit means decrease. Transactions of liability, debit means decrease. So debit traders can be debited. Okay. So that is the treatment of debit and credit in this transaction. Now let us consider this transaction, transactions of capital. Third one, Ram started business with cash 2 lakh. Ram started business with the cash rupees 2 lakh. Amount contributed for starting the business is called, it is called capital. Isn't it? Amount contributing for starting the business is called capital, and that amount is brought in cash. So which are the aspects? Capital and cash. Isn't it? Capital and cash. So what happens? Capital and cash both are there. So here we have to see transactions of capital. Here when he introduced capital into the business, for the business capital increased. Credit means increase. So capital can be credited. And what happened to cash? Cash, what happens? Capital came into the business in the form of cash. So what happened to the cash in the business? Cash also increased. Debit means increase. So we can write here debit. Okay, so here in this case, in this transaction, both the cash as well as capital are increasing. Okay, then let us see another transaction. Another transaction of income or gain. Received commission rupees 2,000. Commission received. Something which is received is our income. Commission received means commission income. It came in the form of cash. Okay, so which are the aspects? Aspects are not received. Commission is one of the aspects. Okay, that is received, so it is an income. Commission and cash. So, which are the aspects? Commission and cash. What happened to commission? When we receive commission, commission is an income. When we receive income, income increases. When we get income, income will increase. So, commission increases. What to do? Credit means increase. So, we can credit it. What happened to cash? When we get an income with cash, the cash will increase. Cash also increases. Cash increases means debit means increase. So we can debit it. Okay. So these are all the examples of rules of debit and credit according to modern approach. Now we are going to discuss some of the examples that we will explain both with the modern and traditional approach. Okay, let us Let us discuss this transaction, some more transaction. One example we are going to discuss, that we will explain with the traditional approach and modern approach. Here paid cash to Ravi, rupees 10,000. This is one of the transactions. Here we are going to explain which are the aspects and what we'll do in both the aspects or both the approach. Then we can come to know that both the approaches are same. Okay. See, which are the aspects here? Paid cash to Ravi. Cash is there, Ravi is there. If we pay cash to Ravi, it means that Ravi may be a liability. We had to pay money to Ravi. Isn't it? That is paid now. So both the aspects we can write cash and Ravi. See, cash is asset. Cash is asset. Cash is asset and Ravi is a personal account. If we consider traditional approach, Ravi comes under personal account. Okay. Then cash comes under real account. Let us start with the traditional approach. Cash is real account, Ravi is personal account. What happened to cash? We paid cash to Ravi, so cash goes out. Cash goes out. We know the rule of real account. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Credit what goes out and debit what comes in. Here cash goes out, so credit what goes out. So what is going out should be credited. So cash goes out, so cash can be credited. And Ravi is a personal account. Ravi is personal account. What is the rule for personal account? Debit the receiver, credit the giver. That is the rule. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. So if we pay cash to Ravi, who is the receiver there? Ravi is the receiver. Isn't it? If we pay cash to you, you will be the receiver. So like that, Ravi is receiving the cash. So what can be done for Ravi? Ravi can be debited. Okay, that is as per traditional approach. So two rules now we have told. For assets, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. For the personal account, debit the receiver, credit the giver. That is, these two rules we have told. Now let us come to modern approach or American approach. In modern approach or American approach, what is the speciality? We will consider the transaction. Here cash and Ravi. Cash comes under the transactions of asset. Transactions of asset. So what happened to that asset? Cash, what happened? What is the rule for transaction of asset? Debit means increase, credit means decrease. So what happened to cash? Increased or decreased? We paid cash, so cash decreased. Credit means decrease. That's why cash credited. And for Ravi was our creditor or to whom we had to pay money. He was our liability. What happened to that liability? That is now decreased. Suppose we had to pay 30,000 to Ravi. We had to pay 30,000. Out of that 10,000 now we paid. Balance now came down to 20,000. So liability decreased. Liability decrease. What is the rule for liability? Debit means decrease, credit means increase. So since it is decreasing, it can be credited. Okay. Then let us see another example. sold goods to Rahul. Sold goods to Rahul for rupees 25,000. Sold goods to Rahul. Which are the aspects? Sales. Since the word cash is not there, it is a credit transaction. Because cash is not there, the word cash is not there. Apart from that, Rahul, the word Rahul also is there. That means the debtor's name, customer name is there, and the word cash is not there. So it is a credit transaction. So sold goods. Sold goods means which is the aspect? Sales is the aspect, and it is sold to Rahul. So Rahul is another aspect. Rahul is another aspect. Okay, then we will see the approach of traditional approach. Traditional approach we will see. As per the traditional approach, sales comes under which category of account? Which category of account? It is an income. Sales is an income. So which category says about the income? Nominal accounts. Isn't it? Nominal accounts are the accounts of incomes, gains, losses and expenses. Incomes, gain, expenses and losses. So this is income. It comes in under transactions of, or it comes under nominal account. What is the rule for nominal account? Yes. What is the rule for nominal account? Debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. Debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. So this is income. So what can be done? Credit all incomes and gains. Credit all incomes and gains. So sales can be credited. Then let us see Rahul. Rahul is a personal account. Rahul is a personal account. So we sold goods to Rahul. Now he has to pay money to us. So he is the giver. Sorry. We sold goods to him, and who received? Rahul is the receiver. Isn't it? He received the goods. So debit the receiver. That is the rule. Debit the receiver. That means personal account says that debit the receiver, credit the giver. So Rahul is receiving the goods, so he can be debited. So here comes personal account and nominal account. Now let us come back to modern approach. In modern approach, what we will do? We will see that which transaction it is. This sales is an income. So this is transactions of income. What about transactions of income? Debit means decrease, credit means increase. So sales and income increases. That's why sales credited. And Rahul, transactions of asset. Why he is asset? Because he has to pay money to us. He is our customer. He has to pay money to us. So now earlier Rahul did not pay. Earlier Rahul was not there. He had not to be paid any money to us. Now he has to pay 25,000. That means asset increase. Rahul and asset increase. Debit means increase. So that's why we have written sales credit and Rahul debit. Okay. Then let us see another example. The third one. Third one we are explaining. Salary payable to Karim. Rupees 35,000. See, this is a typical type example. Why? Because salary payable to Karim. We have to pay salary to Karim. Isn't it? Then this, let us see this one. Salary payable. Salary payable or expense outstanding, expense to be paid. This is salary not paid, we have to pay. Expense which we have to pay somebody is our liability. Isn't it? Expense which we have to pay somebody is our liability. And to whom it is to be paid? Karim. To Karim it is to be paid. Okay. So let us see as per the traditional approach. Salary payable. This is a liability. So we can write one liability here. Salary payable. Salary payable will be written. Then another aspect. Here we are not paying cash. It is to be paid. That is what is written. So Karim is another one. We have to pay salary to whom? Karim. So salary payable means this salary payable in traditional approach, it will be considered as a personal account because it is to be paid to a person. Salary payable is a personal account. Outstanding liabilities are the personal accounts. Outstanding liabilities are the personal account. Why? Because it is to be paid to certain people or institutions. So this is a personal account. So personal account, what is the rule? Debit the receiver, credit the giver. So this is to be given. Salary is to be given. So salary should be credited. Then Karim is a person. Karim is the person to get the salary. That means he is the receiver of the salary. So that can be, since he has to get. Now he is not received, but he is the person to receive. So Karim is debit. Debit the receiver. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. That means if an liability, if an outstanding amount is there which we have to pay somebody, that will be considered as a personal account and that is to be paid to a person. So he will receive. So debit the receiver is the rule for personal account, that is debited. So Karim is debited. And credit the giver. That means this salary is to be given to Karim. So we have told that salary payable will be considered as, or outstanding liability will be considered as a person. So salary payable is a person, he is to be given or that is to be given. That's why salary is credited. Okay. So these are all about rules of debit and credit. You can study or you can analyze all various types of transactions and can try to debit and credit each transaction according to both the approaches. Both the approaches are same, but you have to understand that why each aspects are debiting or crediting. And if there is any doubt, don't hesitate to communicate that doubt to me. We will clear that. Okay. Thank you.